All right. No Filter MMA. This is your boy BJ, and I am back.
All right.
Man, it took me, man. I'm telling y'all, man. This live stream shit. This live stream shit ain't no joke. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, man. This live stream is literally no joke. This stuff will make you pull all the strands of your hair clean, smooth out your head, man. I'm telling you. Anyways, guys, I'm back. Now let's make sure you guys can hear me. Let's make sure you guys can hear me clear. All right. Wait a minute now. All right. So it sounds like we clear, man. So I'm coming on with a late night stream. Guys, I'm having to do this stream a little differently with a different software that I didn't know I could use. If I would have known I could use it all of this time, I would have been using it. But here I am. So, man, UFC 244 was wow. UFC 244 turned out to be a damn good card. Like, it turned out to be a very exciting card. Me and all my boys, we enjoyed it. It was very entertaining. A lot of good fights. A lot of upsets. A lot of upsets. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things happened that I was not expecting to happen. Just want a couple of honorable mentions. I want to mention the Caitlin Chukagian and Jennifer Maia fight. That was a very entertaining fight. Even though Caitlin Chukagian got up there and lied, you know what I'm saying? I gotta say she fought a good fight against Jennifer Maia. My other, she said that that the UFC won't give her the fight with Valentina. That's obviously who she was talking about. But Caitlin Chukagian has been offered the fight plenty of times, and Chukagian has turned the fight down. She's been offered that fight multiple times, and she's come up with excuses as to why she cannot fight Valentina Shevchenko. So it is what it is. It is what it is with that. But my other mention is my boy Shane Burgos with a come from behind victory because he lost that first round and he came back and dominated rounds 2 and 3. So shout out to my boy Shane Burgos. Most definitely. I'm a big fan of Shane Burgos. Also, guys, another honorable mention that I wanted to mention as well was damn, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember who it was, y'all. UFC 244 was damn good. Let's just put it like that. UFC 244 was damn good. But anyways, so let's go, guys. Let's talk about what is on the screen. So the UFC 2 continuing the 244 review, guys. Derek Lewis went in and put on a nice performance against Blagoy Ivanov. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a lot of respect for Ivanov because Ivanov is a solid fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is a solid fighter, and he was able. Okay, stop tripping. Anyway, so I mean, the thing that impressed me most about Ivanov was the fact that he was able to take the shots of Derek Lewis. Like, he took Derek Lewis's hardest shots and he rolled with the punches, and it was impressive by him. But Derek Lewis just straight up dominated that fight, man. Like, he got out of the wrestling. Ivanov tried to take him down, tried to wrestle him. Derek Lewis was able to get out of that. Derek Lewis was very quick. He looked a little thin. He looked like he was in a little bit better shape. I just like Derek Lewis. Now, what was funny was, of course, his post-fight interview when he was talking about the booty hole on Ivanov's chest. Ivanov got stabbed. So, you know what I'm saying? That come from a knife. So, Ivanov has been through some shit over wherever it is that he from. So, it is what it is. But Ivanov put up a good fight against Derek Lewis. He's a tough motherfucker, and he'll fight anybody. I mean, if he'll go in there and stand toe to toe and willing to stand toe to toe with Derek Lewis and take those big hits that have put Travis Brown out, those big hits, that have put people out that Derek Lewis have just murdered. You know what I'm saying? I think his my favorite knockout by Derek Lewis was either the Alexander Volkov knockout or it was the Travis Brown TKO, because that shit was gnarly. But yeah. So and if now people are saying that he should fight Curtis Blaydes. I'm a huge Curtis Blaydes fan, but unless Curtis Blaydes can get this fight to the ground immediately and dominate Derek Lewis, I don't see Curtis Blaydes winning that fight. I mean, we see what Curtis Blaydes does we see how Curtis Blaydes is when he gets hit. You know what I'm saying? Curtis Blaydes, he goes down when he gets hit. It is what it is. He goes down and he gets hit. And Derek Lewis is not no pillow hands motherfucker. Derek Lewis is a hard hitting son of a bitch. So it'd be a good fight. I would love to see it, but I think Curtis Blaydes has come a long way with his striking as well. So that could be a very competitive fight. You know what I'm saying? It could be a very competitive fight. Now the next fight. Oh man. Corey Anderson derails the hype train that we call Johnny Walker. That shit was. I did not I did not expect it to go so quickly. I didn't expect Johnny Walker to be chinny, but then again, he hadn't been tested. You know what I'm saying? He's done a lot of flashy things in the octagon, a lot of flashy knockouts, and a lot of flash and glitz and glam, rolling his hips and doing all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit caught up to him in this fight. Like, Corey Anderson got in his face, and Corey Anderson landed a bomb of an overhand right, and it clipped up Johnny Walker, and Johnny Walker was not able to recover. Johnny Walker was not able to recover. You know what I'm saying? A lot of respect for Johnny Walker. People was calling him the biggest threat to Jon Jones, but going out there fighting like that, dude, you are no kind of threat for Jon Jones. I hate to say that. I was even starting to believe, especially after his last fight, I was starting to believe that maybe this Johnny Walker kid really could be a threat to Jon Jones. But Corey Anderson went out there and said, nah. And Corey Anderson been slept on. I'm guilty of sleeping on Corey Anderson myself. You know what I'm saying? Corey Anderson is a hell of a fighter. He's a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he deserves the credit. You know what I'm saying? He deserves the credit. He deserves to fight at the top of the division, especially putting on a performance like that. Because that was a hell of a performance. You know what I'm saying? He went out and showed that his striking is as good as anybody else's striking in the division. You know what I'm saying? He has power. He has skill, and he's able to put you away with his hands. You know what I'm saying? Especially with him being, coming from that wrestling, grappling background, Corey Anderson will put you away with his hands. I keep telling you guys that. I told you guys, you don't sleep on these grapplers in their hands. I told you. Corey Anderson put Johnny Walker away. And then Johnny Walker, was acting like, he was looking at Corey Anderson like, why did you do that? That's why I didn't understand. I guess because Johnny Walker ain't never been knocked out, but he was looking at Corey Anderson like he was confused as to why Corey hit him so hard. I'm like, bro, you got knocked the fuck out. And people were dogging Corey Anderson on his celebration afterwards. I think they were just dogging him because of how nice of a guy people are used to seeing Corey Anderson be. But come on, guys, this guy is a competitor, and all that shit that Johnny Walker was talking before this fight. There's a lot of shit. I don't know if Johnny Walker was talking the shit, but there was a lot of shit being talked before this fight about this fight. And people were saying that Johnny Walker was going to start Corey Anderson, and I chose Corey Anderson to win this fight. I picked Corey Anderson to win this fight because I had a feeling. I'm like, yo, Corey Anderson is good. People sleep on Corey Anderson hard. Corey Anderson is a solid light heavyweight. He's a solid light heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? He really is. And like I said, he comes from that wrestling background, but he has improved leaps and bounds. He has been improved leaps and bounds with his fucking striking. You know what I'm saying? It was very impressive to see him put Johnny Walker away like that. And Johnny Walker is a hard man to put away. But it just looked like his, I don't know, like either Corey Anderson hits that hard. Either I didn't realize how hard Corey Anderson can throw a punch, or Johnny Walker is chinny. Johnny Walker. I mean, what did I say? Yeah, Johnny Walker is chinny. So it's one of those two. It's one of those two, man. But he put Johnny Walker away. All right. So the BMF title fight went down, guys. And Nate, early stoppage. Masvidal caused a lot of damage on Nate Diaz. He did. And a lot of people are saying, that Jorge was winning that fight. I believe that Jorge was dominating this fight. He was. But I felt, even though he as dominant as Jorge was being, I felt that Nate Diaz was still in this fight. I felt Nate Diaz was getting, even though there was a huge discrepancy in the power, you know what I'm saying? But Nate Diaz was throwing with some power. He connected with a lot of power in a couple of those punches. You know what I'm saying? And it got the attention of Jorge Masvidal. I'm not on the train, guys. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you guys what I saw. And what I saw was Jorge Masvidal starting to slow down and Nate Diaz starting to get comfortable. Nate Diaz I think he had took as much of a beating as he was going to take that fight. And I felt like coming into round 4, Nate Diaz was going to work for the finish. He knew he was down on the scorecards. He knew he couldn't win a decision. So I feel like Nate Diaz was gonna go. I mean, he couldn't get a. He wasn't gonna win a decision. So I feel like Nate Diaz was really getting ready to go for the finish on Jorge Masvidal. He was gonna hurt him, and he was gonna finish him. That's just my thoughts. But I'm not taking anything away from Jorge Masvidal. They did stop the fight early. But Jorge Masvidal was in it to win it, and Jorge Masvidal was doing his thing, man. It is what it is. The next fight I want to talk about, so Jorge Masvidal is the BMF champion. So let's go to Kevin Lee versus Gregory Gillespie. What an upset. What an upset. The best move that Kevin Lee could have made was to go to Firas Zahabi. Was to change camps and go to Firas Zahabi. And because Kevin Lee looked like the completely different. But what does this say? Okay, as great as Kevin Lee looked, he looked fucking spectacular against Gregory. He knocked him out. Served him his first L. But guys, what is up with Kevin Lee fighting with staph infection? Like, that shit gotta hurt. I mean, I understand, but that shit what is up with Kevin Lee fighting with these staph infections on his chest? He keeps getting them on his chest. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's just weird. Like, this, he always got these lumps on his chest. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, take care of that shit, bro. Like, wash, bro. Like, I mean, wash your skin, dude. I mean, it makes me like go ugh when I look at Kevin Lee, man, because he always got staph infections on him when he getting in the octagon, man. Like, this is like the second or third time I done seen a staph infection on his chest in the same spot. It's like, bruh, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But yeah, that's the last fight from 244. 244 was awesome as fuck. It was a good card, guys. I hate that I missed the window for a lot of you guys, but I was fucking around with the stream and it wasn't working, but I finally found a way to make it work. The upcoming I got in the middle of the screen, you guys can see I got Jermaine Durandame versus Amanda Nunes up there. I'm just gonna skim through this, guys, because I know now that I can get this live stream to work this way. So Um, so yeah, but Amanda Nunes versus dude. I'm gonna tell you guys, this is like the real challenge for Amanda Nunes. Even though Amanda Nunes has beat Jermaine Durandame in the past, I don't feel that this is gonna be the same way. Hold on, guys. Okay, I feel like Jermaine Durandame has worked a lot on her takedown defense. That's how she lost this fight the first time. Was Amanda Nunes was able to take her down, put her on her back, and she was out of her element. So nowadays, Jermaine Durandame's takedown defense is A1. I mean, it's A1. So Amanda Nunes probably is not gonna go for the takedown and waste all that energy trying to get Durandame out of there. Now, when it comes to the feet, now as dangerous of a striker as Amanda Nunes is, as dangerous of a fighter that she is, the striking of Jermaine Durandame is severely underestimated. Is severely underestimated. People are severely underestimating the striking of Jermaine Durandame. You know what I'm saying? And people were talking about Aspen Ladd on the scale. Aspen Ladd looked horrible on that scale. She did. She looked horrid on that scale. But it just wasn't a good combination for her to look that bad on the scale, have that terrible of a weight cut, and then go in there and fight a dangerous striker like Jermaine Durandame, guys. I mean, I'm just being honest, guys. I mean, Jermaine Durandame has some of the best Muay Thai and kickboxing in the UFC. Period. And she hits like a fucking tank. Jermaine Durandame hits like a fucking tank. Guys, I want to see Yana Kunitskaya versus Jermaine Durandame. Like, that's a fight. That's a fight that I really want to see. I want to see Yana versus Jermaine. That's a fight worth watching. That's a good kickboxing match. Every now and then you want to enjoy a nice kickboxing match, and that will be a beautiful Muay Thai kickboxing match. So that's like my dream fight right now in the bantamweight division. We may be able to see that fight if Yana can get through Aspen Ladd, and let's say Jermaine loses to Amanda Nunes. We possibly could see Yana Kunitskaya versus Yana Kunitskaya. Yana Kunitskaya versus Jermaine Durandame. I would fucking die to see that fight. But guys, this is not going to be a one-sided beatdown by Amanda Nunes. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is, Amanda Nunes got this fight. This is going to be an easy fight for Amanda Nunes." Guys, we may very well see an upset here. We could very well see an upset here. If Jermaine Durandame can get that striking off and land some crisp, clean shots on Amanda Nunes, this fight could be very interesting. But then again, Amanda Nunes got that one hit quitter. Amanda Nunes got that right hand that will put you out. Amanda Nunes got power in both of her hands. But I'm telling you guys, this is not going to be as one-sided as people think it is. This is going to be a close fight. You know what I'm saying? This could be it's going to be. I think it's going to be a bloody fight because they're going to piece each other. They're both very accurate. They're both very fast, and they're both very powerful. And Amanda Nunes is probably not going to be able to take Jermaine Durandame down like that because Jermaine Durandame she learned from her losses. She has developed great takedown defense. And we know Amanda Nunes really ain't trying to test that gas tank. Test that gas tank. You know what I'm saying? As far as engaging in a grappling match for 5 rounds. Amanda Nunes' cardio has gotten better, but her cardio ain't that good. You know what I'm saying? Her cardio is great. She's done a lot better. She went 5 rounds with Valentina, but she ain't ready for no fight. She ain't trying to go out there and grapple for 5 rounds. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, this is a very intriguing fight. This is a very, very intriguing fight. Jermaine Durandame versus Versus Amanda Nunes, guys. I'm telling you, do not sleep on Jermaine Durandame. She is very dangerous, and she is very skilled, and she is very comfortable in the octagon. She's very comfortable standing and trading with somebody like Amanda Nunes. I would have died to have seen Jermaine Durandame versus Cyborg. I would have died to see that fight. That would have been a legit fight for Chris Cyborg. It wouldn't have been. She wouldn't have went in there and beat up Jermaine Durandame. I mean, it's just, it is how it is. You know what I'm saying? We could see the same result from Jermaine. The same result that happened with Cyborg Nunes. We could have seen that same thing with Jermaine and Cyborg, because Jermaine Durandame is that kind of nasty. She's that kind of nasty with her hands. You know what I'm saying? So let's see how she's like a big Valentina. So let's see how that fight goes, guys. There's a lot of rumors swirling about Conor McGregor versus Cowboy Cerrone. Now this fight right here is another fan favorite, just like Jorge versus Diaz. This could have no, never mind. I'm not even gonna continue with that. I'm gonna kill that thought where it started. But McGregor reportedly is targeting Cowboy Cerrone for his January return. That's a fight I would watch. But they both present a lot of things. Conor presents the power, and Cerrone presents the technique and the power. You know what I'm saying? Very, very technical striker in Donald Cerrone, and a very technical and powerful striker. They're very evenly matched. Very evenly matched fight. You know what I'm saying? Now I have to say, this is a very I usually, most of the time, I lean towards Cowboy Cerrone, because Cerrone is just that good, man. He's a fucking animal. You know what I'm saying? So, and most of the time I lean towards Cerrone, but this time, I have to be honest. This is the style of fight catered for Conor McGregor. This is the kind of fight that Conor McGregor would like. Conor McGregor, the grappling portion of the fight is where Conor McGregor is not that well versed. He's good, but he's not that well versed. Cowboy Cerrone, on the other hand, he's a very good grappler. Cowboy Cerrone represents a very well-rounded fighter. He can fight you in all areas, and I love that about Cowboy Cerrone. Fight goes to the ground, Cowboy's game. Fights on the feet, Cowboy's game. I love it. 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 I love watching Cowboy Cerrone fight. So with that being said, a fight with Conor McGregor is a very intriguing matchup, a very stylistic, interesting clash of styles, and I would like to see if the cardio and the technique of Donald Cerrone would be enough to slow down, to stop the power of Conor McGregor. But hell, Nate Diaz, who is not known for having power, was showcasing his power against Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? We know Conor McGregor really can't take those hard shots. He can't really take those hard shots. He can't take that volume of shots. A key to beating Conor McGregor is a lot of volume. You know what I'm saying? And or being a very dominant grappler. That would be the other way of beating Conor McGregor. That's something that people like Eddie Alvarez, like the fight with Chad Mendes. The fight with Chad Mendes was very close, but somebody like, when he beat Eddie Alvarez, man, like Eddie Alvarez was trying to stand and trade with Conor. Like, you can't stand and trade with Conor McGregor when you're somebody like Eddie Alvarez, who comes from a wrestling background. Even though Eddie's a brawler, Eddie should have took that fight to the ground and retained his belt. Eddie could have still been champion, maybe. As if he could have made it through Tony, if he could have made it through Habib, he could have made it through Justin Gaethje. We seen what happened when he fought Justin Gaethje. That was a tough fight for Eddie Alvarez. You know what I'm saying? But there's no telling what the landscape would be if Eddie Alvarez had remained the champion. But he didn't. He got starched by Conor McGregor. But Conor's not going to starch Cowboy like that. He won't starch Cowboy like that. It'll be interesting to see the strategies of the two fighters if these two were to actually get knocked down. I know I'm gonna be If I don't go to the fight, I'm gonna be front and center in front of the TV watching that motherfucker. So yeah. So moving on to that, my girl Ilima Lay McFarlane has her fourth title defense coming up. The undefeated Bellator flyweight champion Ilima Lay, the Eliminator McFarlane. So I'm excited about that as well. Um, Definitely excited about that because you guys know I love Ilima Lay McFarlane. And she's a very dominant champion. She's fighting Jacqueline Smith, I think. No, not Jacqueline Smith. Kate Jackson, sorry. I'm thinking, see them Charlie's Angels names getting, man. She's fighting Kate Jackson. Be honest with you, I don't know much about Kate Jackson. I know she likes to brawl, and that's the type of fight that Ilima Lay McFarlane is gonna welcome. She's a brawler. She's a scrappy brawler with good wrestling, good jujitsu, and throws hard punches as well. Um, I love Ilima Lay. Ilima Lay, like I said, she's one of my favorites. She's the best flyweight in Bellator. She's a world champion. She's the best in the world. So, you know, I'm excited to see what Ilima Lay has worked on in her game. Every fighter has room to improve, and I want to see as far as her striking, what Ilima Lay how she's gonna look different in this fight. Because I feel like I feel like she's the type of fighter that welcomes the fight anywhere it goes. If it's on the feet or if it's on the ground, Ilima Lay will rise to the occasion, especially on the feet, and she'll go and try to win the fight like she did with Veda Arteaga. Veda Arteaga was a tough fight for Ilima Lay McFarlane, and she was willing to stand and trade. She was willing to grapple. She was willing to go in all areas within this fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about Ilima Lay. She's just down. She's game. She's not scared of anybody. She loves the fight. She loves the fight. And guys, I'm going to move to the last thing on this list, guys. If it wasn't so late, I would have went in detail way more about these fights. But Paige VanZant called out I wouldn't call it a call out. She welcomed every flyweight in the UFC to a fight with her, except for Maycee Barber. She tagged every flyweight in the UFC in a fight in a post, except for Maycee the Future Barber, which I don't blame her because all Maycee been doing is talking a lot of shit. Maycee been talking a lot of shit. So, I've been curious to see who's going to get this, who's going to clap back. And it looks like Antonina Shevchenko was the one. La Pantera was the one to answer back. And La Pantera said, I will get in there and kick your ass. Nah, she didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I forgot what I said, y'all. But I feel like, let me see. Okay, yeah. I feel like that Antonina Shevchenko would just be. She would just be. She would be too much for Paige VanZant. Like, Paige VanZant is not. She is not. She's not ready for somebody like Antonina Shevchenko. And a lot of people are like, Antonina, Paige is good. Paige is good. Yeah, Paige is good. You know what I'm saying? She is, but can she get in there and handle somebody like? Can she get in there and handle somebody like Antonina Shevchenko? Maybe, maybe not. Now, Antonina Shevchenko did lose to Roxanne Modafferi. A lot of people forget that she lost to Roxanne Modafferi. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people want to sweep that under the rug. You know what I'm saying? You can't sweep that under the rug, man. You can't sweep that under the rug. You can't sweep the fact that she lost to Roxanne Modafferi under the rug. Roxanne Modafferi beat the hell out of Antonina Shevchenko. It is what it is. So let's see Let's see what was said on this post. Yeah, so she tagged everybody. Let's see who responded. Let's see. Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Karolina Kowalkiewicz responded. Karolina is a damn strawweight. Could Karolina fight at flyweight? Could Karolina Kowalkiewicz make the move to flyweight? Maybe that's what she needs to do. Karolina Kowalkiewicz was like, let's do it. Emily Whitmire said, let's go. She said, Emily Whitmire. Angela Overkill Hill said, let's go. Angie Overkill Hill responded, of course, my girl, Montana De La Rosa. But like I have to keep telling you motherfuckers, Montana De La Rosa ducks no smoke. Montana De La Rosa says, let's do it. And Paige Van Zandt put some hearts. You know what I'm saying? She put hearts like, yeah, I'm down. Andrea KGB Lee says, shit, I want to fight again beginning of 2020. I'm in. Paige Van Zandt put some hearts. Like, okay, let's do it. And she said she is amazing. So they must like each other. Let's see. Let's see who else, guys. Let's see who else responded to Paige Van Zandt. Looks like that's it. It looks like that's it, y'all. Okay, Paige Van Zandt called out the whole roster, and it looks like the only people. It looks like the only people who responded was Angela. Poliana Botelho. She said, "Hope I can make this fight. First time you got hurt, now I'm hurt. 2020, we will make this happen. Wait for me." Poliana Botelho. What an amazing fight! I love Poliana Botelho. Let's see. Let's see who else called out. Shayna Dobson. Shayna Dobson. Anyway, Veronica Macedo said, I'm always down to fight, which is a fact. Veronica Macedo is always down to fight. So let's go, Veronica Macedo. Let's see. Who else? Alexa Grasso. I'd love to share the octagon with you, Paige Van Zandt. Let's do this, girl. I would love the opportunity to have my last UFC fight be with you. Let's get UFC on it. Paige is leaving the UFC. I'm telling y'all. She's leaving the UFC. Diana Belbita, who got robbed in her UFC debut, that girl got robbed. I don't care what nobody say. Diana Belbita got robbed. She's down to fight Paige Van Zandt. Let's see. Miranda Granger said, I'm down to fight. Paige was like, yep, let's do it. Wyan Nan, I forgot how to say her name. She said, let's do it in South Korea. Anyways, guys, I'm just looking to see who all responded to. I haven't had a chance to go back and look and see who all responded until now. But of course, I expected nothing less. I expected a few. I expected. Okay, Veronica Macedo replied twice. So yeah, I expected Veronica Macedo. I expected, you know what I'm saying, especially I expected Montana De La Rosa, because Montana De La Rosa is always down to fight. Like, she's always down to fight. So Montana De La Rosa, I knew that was gonna. I knew that was gonna, because Montana De La Rosa wants that fight. You know what I'm saying? Montana always have wanted that fight. Jillian would take that fight. Oh, Meatball Molly McCann responded. So that's, I mean, Paige looking for that last fight, but I just don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't feel like Macy Barber needs to continue on this Paige Van Zandt thing that she's on. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it comes a time where you gotta let that go, Paige. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let that shit go. Let that shit ride, PVZ. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it ride. Like, nobody cares. I'm not Paige Van Zandt, Macy Barber. Let that shit ride, man. It's go continue. You just come off the biggest win of your career over Jillian Robinson. Be happy that you was able to catch Jillian Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Be happy that you was able to catch Jillian Robinson, but you're not gonna get the fight that you want. So let's go fight Antonina. Antonina's dying to fight you. You know what I'm saying? But Antonina Shevchenko said that she would fight Paige Van Zandt. Now, how this fight would go, I feel like Paige would be the one that would try to get this fight to the ground. Because I feel like Paige is not going to want to stand and trade with Antonina, because Antonina clipped up. Because Rachel Ostovich was clipping up. She was clipping up Paige Van Zandt, and if Rachel Ostovich, who is a wrestler, can clip you up, imagine what Antonina Shevchenko's gonna do. But then again, Antonina Shevchenko lost to Roxanne Modafferi, so I mean, we can't erase that. She lost to Roxanne Modafferi, so it is what it is, guys. You twist it, you can turn it, you can do whatever you want to say about it, but Modafferi beat that ass. Guys, I promise y'all I'm gonna do a better live stream for y'all. I just came on real quick to test this new software out, and it seems to work just fine. So now I know that I can get on live without any issues and come in and talk to you guys and just make shit happen. Cause my old computer was screwing up, and so guys, let me master this software, and we'll keep it rolling perfectly. We'll keep it rolling, no interruptions. Anyways, guys, working on some things in 2019 for you guys. Working on getting some big interviews. I've had a lot of interviews fall through, man. That's always a bummer when you have when you book something and you announce something and it falls through. But it is what it is. But I'll be back. You know how it goes. I'll be with it, and I'll be bringing you guys some heat. But anyways, man, I'm gonna get off here. You guys enjoy. Drop your comments in the comment section. Of course, hit that like button, hit that dislike button, and if you have not already, hit the subscribe button. This is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA, and I'm going to bed.